What is up, you guys? My name is Breyonna, and today I'm going to share with you guys how to get this really fun rainbow-inspired eye look using the Beauty Bay Bright Matte 42 color eyeshadow palette. Now, if you haven't seen the color story of this palette, it is literally so cool. Like, if you love bright matte colors, you are just gonna fall in love with it because it is so much fun. I mean, look at all those colors. You get your warm tones, you get your cool tones, you get some really funky ones in between, and you also get some neutrals here on the top. So before I show you guys how to do this really fun eye look, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on my Instagram page, it is @BreyonnaFaye. So first things first, as always, we are going to be priming our eyelids first, and I'm just going to be using my favorite, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. So the last time that I was making a Beauty Bay order, I got the pastel palette, and I was also just looking for other things to try. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just are already making an order and you're like, why not just throw a couple extra things in there and see what's up? And I stumbled upon this beautiful pink palette, and it is called the Bright Matte 42 color palette. But what really caught my eye about this palette is not only, you know, how gorgeous it is, because I mean, look at this color story. Like, oh, it's just literally a rainbow fantasy, and just, oh, like, I'm so excited to play with it. But this palette is only $20. Like, girl, 42 eyeshadows for $20. It is a literal steal if the formula is good. But what's nice about this palette too, it has a mirror. And I pay double this price for a lot of my bigger palettes, and they don't have a mirror in it. I just realized that this palette has shade names, which, oh my gosh, like, that is like just the coolest thing. I feel like sometimes brands are like, we're not gonna bother doing shade names, especially on larger palettes. They just do numbers. And I'm one of those people, I really like shade names. I think it just gives a palette that extra touch. I'm gonna quit my rambling because I know some of you guys are like, girl, just put the eyeshadows on already. So we're gonna be going in with this blue shade, and it's kind of like a sky blue, and it is called Paradise. And then I'm just gonna be taking it on this Profusion ES3 brush, and I'm just gonna be popping this baby right in my crease, as well as using it to round out my outer V. And then once we have the shadow applied, I'm just gonna do these little tiny circular motions to blend that upwards towards my brow. And I'm also going to slightly smoke it out fairly far, just because I want to do something really dark and smoky. You know, as a first layer, like, that is just a really cute shade. I do want to build it up though, because again, I do want to do something really dramatic. Oh yeah, it is definitely building up. It almost looks like a pastel sky blue with the first initial application. So I'm kind of curious to see if the shades in here are going to have a buildable formula or if they're going to be really intense. So now we're going to be going in with the True Blue out of the palette called Pacific Dreams. Ooh, I have high hopes for this shade. Like, look how much pigment is on my brush. But I'm just going to take it with this Anastasia, I think it's an A10? Yeah, it's an A10. And I'm just going to be applying that right in my crease, and using it to round out my outer V. And then once it's applied, I'm just going to do these little tiny circular motions to blend that into that lighter blue. Ooh, that is a really cute shade though. It's looking really even on the eye as well. You know, going into this, I didn't really know what to expect because I haven't really tried that many products from Beauty Bay. I've only tried the Mitchell palette and then their pastel palette. So this is my first time like trying shades that are like a collab or pastel formulas. But ooh, that's pretty. And I'm just slightly building it up too, because I want this shade to look like it does in the pan. The struggle is real. I'm trying to figure out which purple I want to go in with, because part of me really likes this kind of like bluish purple one, and it is called Blue. What? Like, why is it called Blue? It's literally a purplish blue tinge. I don't know. But I also really like this one called Grape Escape. But I think I want to go in with Grape Escape just because it's a little bit on the deeper side. And I'm just going to take it on this BH Cosmetics No. 7 brush out of the Lavender Luxe set. And I'm just going to be popping this baby right in that crease. Again, just to help deepen things up. I'm also using it to round out my outer V. And then once it's applied, I'm just going to start doing these little tiny circular motions to blend it into that deeper blue. Ooh, as a first layer, she's really cute. I do want to build it up, just to kind of get it to look like it does in the pan a little bit more. It seems like the formula of this palette is a little bit more on the buildable side. I wouldn't necessarily call it like a full unbuildable formula because it is fairly pigmented right away. It's just if you want to look like it does in the pan, you have to do 2 layers. But man, like, that is a gorgeous purple. And you can see it's not even giving me any harsh lines, and it's blending out really nice. Sometimes like deeper blues and purples, they can just be really tricky to work with. This one so far has a really nice formula. So after working with that deep purple, I will say it does have a tendency to give a little bit of a harsh line. I don't know if you can see it, but like right in here, it's giving me a little bit of one. It's not terrible. It's just, if you are really picky, you'll probably notice it. And you can also see it a little bit right in here. Again, it's not bad. It's just not exactly where I would want it to be. And how I'm trying to fix it is I'm just taking that brush that we applied the purple with, and I'm just doing these little circular motions on that harsh line just to try to buff it out. And you can see it just does not want to budge. I'm holding my palette really awkward because I want to show you guys the next shade we're going to use without like jamming my finger in it. But we're going to go in with this deepest purple one called Drama Queen. And I'm just going to be taking it on this teeny tiny little blending brush from the BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe set. And this is a number 6. And again, I'm just applying that right into my crease just to help deepen it up further. Because I don't really want to go in with black shadow. I kind of want to just kind of focus on color today. So far though, the shades that we have used have had a really nice pigmentation to them. I mean, I can't get over that this palette is only $20. Like, it's a really good deal, especially for how much pigmentation we're getting out of these shades. But I will say these deeper ones that we have used, you know, if you're a beginner, you might struggle a little bit with them. I don't think they're the hardest thing I've ever blended out. It's just, you have to take a little bit of time to do so. It's been a hot minute since I've done a really dark blue crease. Like, oh, like these colors together look gorgeous. But off camera though, I'm just gonna cut my crease using that ABH eye primer, and I'm just gonna do a normal cut crease. So now we're gonna finesse this harsh line out of the cut crease that we just did, and I'm just gonna take a little bit more of Drama Queen on this pinched blending brush from Moda. And what I'm doing is essentially like packing it on that harsh line, like really pressing it in. And this will help get rid of it. And I'm only doing this to the outer third of my lid. So once you have that outer edge all nice and finessed, now we're going to start working on the lid, and I want to go in with this beautiful hot pink shade called Make Them Wink. And then using this flat shader brush, I'm just going to be applying this right next to that purple, but I'm only going about halfway in. But wow, like that's a lot of pigment though. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like that shadow's like really intense right away. I'm also going to slightly build it up as well, just because I want it to look like it does in the pan. And I'm also kind of like feathering whatever's left on my brush into that deep purple that we just applied. Gotta say though, I'm a little shook as to how nice this color applied. I mean, I assumed it to be pigmented, but I didn't expect it to be like that pigmented right away. And then next we're going to go in with the bright yellow out of the palette called Hello Sunshine. And then using a different flat shader brush, I'm just going to be applying this to the rest of our lid, anywhere that that base is still showing. Ooh, that's actually a really cute yellow. It's more like a true kind of like bright yellow than like a butter yellow. I really love the color of it. And also when I'm applying it, I'm slightly overlapping it with that pink. And then I'm just going to go back in with that brush that we applied the pink with, and then slightly going over that harsh line between the two colors. Okay, real talk though, like this is turning out so cool. I love like the little sunset on the lid. I think it's just a really fun touch. But off camera though, I'm just going to quickly clean things up a little bit because I do have a little bit of fallout from that yellow shade. And I'm also going to apply like my complexion products, my liner, my lashes, and then I'll be right back to finish up the look. So here's where I'm at right now at the look after applying my complexion products, and now we're going to start working on the lower lash line just to tie everything together. And I'm first going to go in with that bright blue shade that we used earlier called Pacific Dreams. And I'm just going to run it right underneath my lower lash line using this Real Techniques shading brush. I'm just taking it the long way, and when I'm applying it, I'm doing back and forth motions. So now we're going to be doing my absolute favorite step of doing my makeup, which is the inner corner highlight. And I mean, you could do a matte inner corner highlight, but why do a matte one when you can do shimmer and you have a good excuse to use it? I don't know about you guys, but the more shimmer, the better. But we are going to be using the highlight that I used today, and it is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is from their new collection, and it is the multi-dimensional face and body shimmer in the shade Luna. Now let me tell you, this is literally one of the most underrated drugstore highlighters. It is the most perfect white gold. And I'm just going to be packing it in my inner corner using this brush from Profusion. It is an ES4 brush. But literally this shade, so good. Like if you love a blinding highlight that doesn't look glittery and has like that beautiful kind of like gold hue to it, you will absolutely love this one. I mean, like look at it on my cheek even, like she's gorge. I just can't get over like how cool this turned out. Like I'm gonna have the hardest time washing this off tonight. But let's talk about the eyeshadow palette and let's talk about the formula. There's only some matte eyeshadows in here, so we're just gonna talk about the mattes, of course. But I will say overall, I am just so blown away with how pigmented these shadows are. Like literally for $20, I think you get a steal of a deal with how much pigment is in these. So after working with these shades, I will say the lighter ones are so much easier to work with. Like they literally just apply like butter and they blend themselves out. Super easy to work with. Like if you're a beginner, the lighter ones in here will not give you any problems. However, the darker shades in here, they're a little bit trickier to work with and they do give you like a little bit of a harsh line. And don't get me wrong, like they're really pretty, they apply really nice and they look really smooth on the eye. It's just they kind of give you that little harsh line that can kind of drive you nuts. So if you're a beginner or if you kind of struggle with blending out your shadows, you might struggle with the deeper shades in here. But for me, I was able to blend out those darker shades and get them to where I wanted it to be. It just took me a little bit more time to do so. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend this palette to you guys? And honestly, I definitely recommend checking it out. Whether you want to get into rainbow makeup or you're just wanting a really fun and bright, colorful palette for summer, I think this one's a really fun one to pick up. I mean, seriously, you get like a full-on rainbow fantasy, you get some lighter shades, some medium tones, as well as some deeper tones. And what's really nice too is that you do get a row of neutrals here on the top. Even though this palette is a rainbow palette, it definitely leans a little bit more on the cool tone side. You can see there is a lot of blue and purple in here, and even the pinks have a little bit of a blue undertone to them. So if you're wanting a palette that is a little bit more on the warm tone side with the rainbow colors, you might not like the color story of this one. Even though those deeper shades gave me a little bit of a hard time blending them out, you know, honestly, this palette's just a really good deal overall. I mean, $20 for 42 eyeshadows, like that's literally a steal. But in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look, and also let me know if you'd like me to do more looks with this palette. But as always though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on my Instagram page, it is @Breyonna Faye. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!